father was raised by a single mother, who happens to be my mother. Sometimes we men, and I'll say it, we have a problem. Respect, I need that. I don't want something that you're coming back home and you know, okay, there's going to be a manner or some form of disrespect. When you go into marriage, lower your expectations. You think you have patience, Joe? I said, yes, I'm a patient person. He said, when you marry, you will learn what patience is.
Hey.
You never know your partner 100%. You would never know. You keep learning about each other. As you age, change keeps coming.
Yay! It's another episode of ForFamilies Podcast. And I'm your host, Isabella Adediji. Excited as always because here we have wholesome conversations. We also have heartfelt. We say it as it is. We keep it real. We go where you don't want to go. So when it comes to the family, parents, children, marriage, divorce, everything in between, no holds barred. We have these conversations because we believe that when you speak about things like this, you find solutions and you know that you're not alone, that thing that you are going through. And you're also encouraged that when you think about it, this podcast concerns all of us because we're all part of families, whether it's a biological family, spiritual family, work family, and other kind of families. And I'm so glad that we have a very special guest on the show. I can't wait to bring him on. Oops, I'm already even giving you a clue, right? We don't always have that many men on ForFamilies Podcast, but when a man comes, the conversation is always so great. So yeah, can't wait. Before I got married, there's so many expectations I had. Let me not lie. I thought that, every day is lovey-dovey-dovey. We're going to live happily ever after. There won't be any issues, no problems. And we'll just have this, I don't know whether it's the movies that paint this sometimes unrealistic expectations of marriage. And when you get in and things are not working as you expect them to, you start wondering, like, did you get it wrong? Me, I know I didn't get it wrong. I love my husband. I love my family. I love my children. I love my in-laws, extended family. I love them. But I've realized that it's not always lovey-dovey. And things do go wrong in marriage. And a lot of times you're learning on the job. And sometimes I wish that some of the things I know now by experience, it will be 5 years, December 2025. So yeah, let me carry shoulder small. Some of the things I know now, I wish I'd known them before getting into marriage, and I was just better prepared. And that's why it's so important that we have people who have been there, done that, who have the t-shirt, who are willing to share of their experience, so that we're learning from them and we also don't feel so alone. Like, okay, it's not only me, it's him too. And those kind of conversations can happen, and they can happen in the comments. So please don't be one of those people that you watch the episode, you will not even post anything. In fact, make sure that you are subscribed to this channel because you don't want to miss out on the conversations, and tap the notification bell. Yeah, I'm begging, please subscribe, share the link. Now to my guest, who is going to tell us about the expectations and the realities of marriage. He has been in this marriage thing for a minute or so. He wanted to be humble. I asked him, how would you like to be introduced? He said media personality. I was like, he doesn't know that when you come on ForFamilies Podcast, we give you a correct introduction. Because what is media personality? Someone that has decades, plural, of experience in the broadcast industry. Radio, he has done it. TV, he has done it. In fact, he's still doing it. He's an MC par excellence, whether it's corporate event, social event, cop social, whichever one. He's an MC. He knows his onions. As if that one was not enough, he now decided that, look, I'm going to show you guys. He is the founder, the convener of the biggest hospitality event. Yes, I said it. In West Africa, in Africa, in fact, let me say by faith, in the world, Hotel Expo Nigeria. So I'm talking about my friend, colleague, Egbon. I call him Oga Joe, but you know him as Joe Hansen. Hey. You're clapping. It's me that should be clapping for you.
Thank you.
He also trains people on this broadcasting thing. I forgot to add one. He's a podcaster. Yes, so
yes, we have a
yes.
Finally. Yay!
Congratulations.
Thank you, and congrats as well. Great job.
Oh, thank
Great
you.
job.
Thank
Wow.
you.
Feels good to be here.
I'm so happy. I've been chasing you.
Yes, so
And every time you say, something came up, you're busy on TV, is traveling, reporting.
Doing here.
I beg, stop for me. Stop for me.
Pressing button here. So
God, Joe.
Feels good to be here.
Thank
Well
you.
done.
Thank
Good one for
you.
the families. If I'm doing it for the men, I think also the entire family needs to be covered as well. So
yes.
I'm happy.
And I love to have more men on ForFamilies Podcast. Yeah. And I love what you are doing, because a lot of times the perspective of a man is missing in these conversations. Most of our guests have been females. We do have a couple of men who have come on ForFamilies Podcast, but I wish that more men will come. And now that they have a podcast for them, please, I just want you to just shout out your podcast, because we want more men speaking up, because you guys also talk about real issues that affect men in family situations.
Yes. So we talk about psychological issues, marriage, mentorship, growing up, what men should actually observe, what they shouldn't observe, things to know, what you should do, raising that boy child to grow up to be a responsible man in the society. It's called Dear Men Podcast Nigeria. So you can check it out. Dear Men Podcast Nigeria, DMNNG on YouTube, stream live. A few episodes are dropping again. And I'm excited, just like you're doing ForFamilies Podcast. I like the concept. It shows that we're starting to focus on humans now.
Yes.
And reality, as regards just talking about what's in the air and,
airy fairy, things that actually affect us. And when I reached out to you, I was like, look, you've been doing this marriage thing for a while, and I've met your wife.
Oh, yes.
You brought your kids to Hotel Expo Nigeria. Yes. And I see how involved, how intentional you are. So I knew that, this person not just coming. You can speak English. You're an MC, a broadcaster. But this person is coming to share experience. And I just wanted to have that male perspective, because sometimes in a marriage, you just hear the expectations of the woman. I thought it was going to be like this. And the men are just like, so come on, let me also talk. Let me also say my own piece. So I'll start off by asking, before you got married, did you have any expectations of what marriage should be? And if yes, how were those expectations formed, or what influenced those expectations?
Okay, let me start off first by saying the answer is yes. Everyone who goes into, be it business venture, any plan, you definitely have an expectation of what to get at the end of it, at the end of the tunnel. For me, it was a bit neither here nor there, and I'll say so because I didn't grow up with a father. I wasn't raised by a father. I was raised by a single mother, who happens to be my mother. She raised 5 of us, and I'm the last. Okay. And I'm glad I was the last, because I had older ones who acted the role of a father. I had an elder brother who played that role very, very well. And then we grew up in a family where our home was always open to everybody. So we had people coming in, during our time. You know how it was compared to now. They say that it takes a community, it takes a village to raise a child. So we had people who would come in and look at you and say, no, don't do that. This is how you do it. And then, of course, with the tutelage, the guidance of the family members, I would say I benefited quite well from being raised in a family that understood moral guidance and doing things the right way. However, I never saw marriage in sight, because there was no clear example in front of me to copy from, right? What I just saw was love and family fighting for each other, close-knit and so on. But it got to a certain stage. I think that's when I started mingling with, and I'm going to say this here, it's very important. that you mingle or you walk with people who sometimes are older than you. It's good to have friends in different age brackets. So I started walking with people of different age brackets, especially some who were older. And the more I got closer to them, some of them were mentors to me and are still mentors to me. And I noticed that, okay, they have a wife, and there's a way they treat their wife. So I have a cousin of mine. Whenever we're going out and we're going back home, and it's like, man, I've not called my wife. Oh my goodness, I need to call her now. Oh my! And then he calls her like, hey, how was your day? And I'm like, what's going on here? If he does that, sometimes like, oh, when we're going, I need to buy something for my wife. Oh wait, I know she likes strawberries. Let me get this. I'm like, what's going on here now? And then when it got to that age where, of course, as a young man now, you feel, okay, it's time for me to start dating. I also had the guidance of, like I said, family, friends, close ones, and of course the older siblings, and then they'll tell me, Alpha, that girl likes you, Abby, and
so wait, the girl's rushing you.
I can't say that on this podcast. No, it's either here nor there. But and then they say she likes you, Abby. Okay, fine. And then they guide you. They're like, okay, you know what? Be careful. Do this, do that, and so on. I would say what really made me start having that decision to say, okay, it's high time for me to get married, was highly influenced, especially by the set of persons I surrounded myself with. And I'm glad and I'm grateful, because I'm one of those. If you watch one of the podcast drops I did, I said, for the fact that somebody did not grow up with a father figure or a husband figure, doesn't mean that he wouldn't be successful in his own. That's the fact. And I'm a true example of that. And I know that there are many other examples who are doing fantastically well at that. So having these close associates, working with them, doing all of that with them, I was able to pick one or two. And then this formed the kind of perception that I wanted. The perception simply was, okay, if I'm going in, I'll need a woman who is A, who is B, who is C. I can mention some of them. Some of them was that, okay, I need someone who is like my mom.
So does that mean like your mom is
No.
We don't know your mom, but what are you looking
So
for?
let me
She can cook and clean and
Not necessarily.
Okay.
So let me mention some of them. I grew up with a woman who is resilient, never gives up. She raised 5 kids herself. So she was that kind of person that she would stand up even when it's raining. She will make things happen. I liked that when I saw it. I'm like, okay, so I need someone who is also resilient, who would say, listen, I'm going to manage this house. I'm going to run things. Don't worry, I got you. That was one. That was key for me. Secondly, I needed somebody who we had the same goal, which is very key. For instance, in the course of looking and searching, you meet different people. Some you find out that your goals do not align. Take, for instance, you meet someone who tells you, oh, listen, when we get married, I'm going to go somewhere else. You stay. When time reaches, we'll come back together. I'm like, nah, because I have a background experience. I don't want that. I don't want to get married to you and then you go and we do what is called distance. Nah. So I like the fact that from the get-go, while we're discussing, this is my perception of what I want. So if it's not meeting it, I just take note of it and try to see if it will work. But in the end, if it doesn't work, it's fine. 2, someone, of course, whose spirituality matters so much for me. But that's number 1. That's priority. So if the person is not spiritually inclined like I am in terms of goals, decisions, because I feel strongly that for any marriage, if it's not built on the tenets of spiritual foundation, that's where the problem starts. Because take, for instance, I'm not saying this to mean that it doesn't work for others. There are people who are of different religions, but they've still been living together for more than 40 years. But if you check, regardless of the fact that whether he's a Muslim, she's a Christian, there's something that connects them that they agree with spiritually, that binds that relationship. But if that thing doesn't connect them, whether they are of the same religious background, it will still break. So I look at that and say, okay, spirituality was key. Then the individual, okay? Sometimes we men, and I'll say it, we have a problem with, okay, especially today, the modern man. Every man wants to be respected. It's a fact. Every man, every single man, even if he's bringing in 10,000 naira and the woman is bringing 100,000 naira, he just needs some form of respect. I know some women will say 10,000 naira wants me to respect him. Let him go and work hard, Joe. On top 10,000 naira, you will get no respect. No, but the respect is also reciprocal, meaning that if a man comes back and says, "Oh, I brought 10,000 naira," and the woman says, "You know what? You tried. Thank you. Don't worry, I'll do the rest." And another time, she doesn't have at all, and he brings, or he tells her, "Thank you so much for all you do." You see that little connectivity of, "It's okay, thank you." Or even when you say it nicely that, "Oh, I wish, you could bring in more, but I'm rooting for you. I know you would get something more." It's just that manner of respect. Every man needs it. So that was also key for me. Respect. I need that. I don't want something that you're coming back home and okay, there's going to be a manner or some form of disrespect. That was key. Humility, also key. So all of these things is what I also looked for, and then ensured that, okay, I'm ready to go. But key thing I learned, Isabella, was that the few older ones I had around me, I noticed that they were close friends with their wives. Like close-knit friends. I'll give you an example. One of my mentor, his name is Tony, Mr. Tony. We call him Oga Tony. He could be driving and then, I see them, they crack jokes. He and his wife, they laugh and, they yap each other nicely and so on and so forth. And I was like, okay, I can see this. I moved to the other side. I see another, a family I'm close to as well. I see the way they relate. And so it doesn't mean I haven't seen hostile ones. I have. But of course, I started picking. And that's one thing that has really helped me. Even in broadcast, like we say, I like to pick from, I can look at Isabella, I like the way she pronounces a word. I'm like, okay, fine. Let me try that. And then you learn from these people. It builds the mindset of what you really want. And that's exactly what guided me. But bottom line, you have to now narrow it down to the scriptures. Like I said, I'm a spiritual person, and the scriptures now tells you, be careful. A woman can be fine, or she'll be like the pig that has it. Not, you know what it means. Be mindful. Then it gives you the qualities that you should look out for, and then tells you as a man the qualities you should have. And by the time you juxtapose both of them, I think for me that's what made it easy for me. Yeah.
Listening to you, you've underscored the importance of having older people who have been there, done that, and the power of observation, really, because you can observe bad scenarios or bad relationships, and you can also observe good relationships and see what works. So you had these expectations from mentors, family, the way your family was so close-knit. What was the reality of marriage, at least in the first year? Did it match up with that expectation you had? I mean, some people look at Hollywood for their own expectation, happily ever after.
Yeah. You see, I use the word, pity you. But let me say this here, and I know it's for a fact. Maybe it's worked for me, it's not worked for you, but this is it. When you go into marriage, lower your expectations. Lower.
But you just told us all the big expectations.
So you have them. That's why I said I have them. Okay. And I just oppose it with the scriptures. It doesn't mean you shouldn't look for the basics.
Okay.
The basics are what
so
I
you
mentioned.
say we should settle?
I'll give you an example. The basics are respect must be there. If I can't respect you, I can't marry you. I don't know if you get. If I can't respect you, I can't marry you. There's some things that the older ones would ask. I've had older friends who would ask a lady when she says, "Oh, this guy is," and they're in front of me and we're talking, and they'll be like, "Can you respect him? Do you see him as your head?" She's like God forbid. Then don't go into it. Because whether you like it or not, if you say, maybe, and you try, you will never still see that person as someone you can respect. So the basics must be there. Regardless of the expectations, the basics must be there. Because that's why I said the basics that's what forms the foundation. That's what forms the friendship. The basic could include that, this person is a supporter. She's always there. She will tell me, if I call her now and tell her, this business deal didn't go through, or I had a hard day at work, I lost my job, she'll be there to say, don't worry, relax. Have you prayed? Okay, just calm down. Don't worry. I know you are worried now. You know what? Let me know what time you're available. Cool off. I'll call you back. Let me try and take excuse from work. Someone who is there. So you have somebody who is there for you, someone who respects you, someone who is kind from the heart, someone who is humble. Somebody who is humble now, Isabella. You would know. There's no need to mince words. Somebody who is ready to work with you. You get. So those basics, please don't do away with them. They are there. But now when you go in, when I said lower your expectations, now you have those basics. When I said lower your expectations, it means that as soon as you get in or you are going in, you know that this thing is there. But don't expect that it will always be there all the time. Make room for when it's not there, but you yourself, you believe that you know that this is who this person is. So if this person loses it, I was expecting it. So after all, it's there. Therefore, I believe I can work it out, and then we can make it happen. That's what I mean. That you lower your expectations. Another reason why I said lower expectations is because on the flip side, people have sometimes a warped sense of marriages, and you said it all. Nollywood, man looks at girl, the book falls on the floor, he's speaking and she's speaking, and they stare at each other. It's like, oh, love at first sight, they live forever. And then you know how the end of the storybooks, and they lived forever happily ever after. Now lie. And the lie is in the happily ever after. What do I mean? We're all happy in our marriages, okay? But that happily is a picture. There would be challenges. So maybe if it said, and they lived happily even in challenges ever after. So there will be challenges. We have people who have been married, they've not been able to have a child, they don't have a child or children, going for 10 years. That's a challenge. They want children. But will it affect their happiness? They will manage the challenge, but they will still be very happy. I have friends like that. They're still happy, they're waxing strong, they love each other, they yap each other, they gist, they travel together, they do all of that. Yes, so they will be happily even despite challenges ever after. And that's where the expectations should stay. That listen, this is what is going to be, this is how it's going to work. But let me also add this to you. Let me tell you a little story. This is a podcast, so let's talk.
Yes, so let's gist.
When I eventually decided that this is who I'm going to settle for, and I used to like yellow girls, by the way. Don't worry, you're safe. I'm married. Yeah. But it changed.
So the physical requirements changed.
I learned. I don't know if Alibaba is going to watch this podcast. While I was searching for, I stumbled on one of Alibaba's statements. And it's not just that Alibaba was the one who said it. He amplified it because a friend of mine had said it to me. But I saw Alibaba's post when we were using BlackBerry then. He made it, and he amplified that, I think on Facebook. And he said, if the physicals you get, when I say physicals, she's shapy, she's this, she's that. If that's what you like, and you know that, this is it, Alibaba said, go for it too. But that doesn't mean that you will turn down those basics I've mentioned.
Yeah.
And when he said that, I said, okay, I took it. Before, a friend of mine used to say, Joe, how far? I said, no, if she's not light-skinned, I'm not going. Then there came another post, and I think it was still Alibaba or one other person, where he also said, listen, as men, and I know some men watching this podcast, fathers would agree, that sometimes what you used to trip for, it they change as you mature. Facts. What you used to like, she must be this, she must be that. You're married now, 5 years. I'm sure there's a lot that possibly you were looking at then, maybe 5-10 years ago, that you'd be like, if they come back to you, you say, no, I don't want to. I think I now understand better. If there's some things that you feel, you look through it, make sure that these things that you're about to make a decision on are things that you really, really want. And that's the biggest question. What do you really
You
want?
Yeah.
And what you really want is actually what you know that your body, mind, every single thing accepts. So along the line, I found out that, wait, it's not the complexion.
It's not.
It wasn't. And I'm happy I learned earlier that it's actually who that person is on the inside. Don't deny the features, Trisha.
Well,
add the features.
Can you see the inside? You can't see the
You
inside.
can't see the
You
inside,
see
but
the outside
features good,
first.
but so add the features, gentlemen. Okay. And in the past 12 years I've been married, I can happily say that I made the right choice, because I also had the guidance of these people around. And don't forget the scriptures will guide you, and you will now have to use your IQ, your sense, especially working with the older people. It will help. So when I eventually said, this is the person I was going to marry, this is a tip and I'm going to share it. One thing we did, we went on a visiting spree. I visited and everybody we visited were all old. They were old in marriage. So I and my fiance then, we went to visited a couple, Mr. Vincent and his wife Eunice, and they started giving us gist of how they started. It was funny, laughter all the way, and we're breaking bread, we're laughing. They told us everything, how they started, how he would hide under the tree, he wouldn't let the wife's father see him, and then they gave us a little tidbit. You guys just keep going, it's going to be tough, but keep pushing. We visited another couple. They told us, we started in a 1-bedroom. The man said, I didn't even have money. She's the one that brought pot. I only was able to afford a plastic chair, the rubber chair they use in parties. That's the only thing I had. But I was working. I was an intern and I had hope. And she told me, don't worry. She bought me my first belt that I used to tie my waist in the trouser and go to my internship when I started. She said, don't worry, keep going. She went to her mother to bring pots that we're using to cook. Our stove was inside the room. These guys, when they told me all this, you need to see them now. They are grown, still in love, but then again, you learn a lot. Went to another couple. This time, she was the director in PZ Cousins, and she was telling us, she was laughing. She said, listen, I wish I got married. I wish I got married early. That's what she said. But however, she told us her whole story and we couldn't help but laugh. We went to the office to visit her during work hours. She said, come, when I'll give you guys like 2 hours. Let's gist. Because anybody we're visiting, we told them, see, we just want to visit you. Myself and my fiance, just spend some time. And it was overwhelming. Anytime we left anybody and we're going back home, there's this feeling we had about each other that, listen, we're actually on the right path. It's not going to be smooth. It was like a guidance, a voice telling us, different people, different, scenarios and different lifestyles, but all in same marriage. And everybody we met, they're still in marriage today.
Wow.
And they're older. I mean, the oldest is 50 something years in marriage, about 56 or so. So it just goes to show that sometimes it's a tip. Talk to the older ones. They say if you're going somewhere, you talk to those who have been there before. They'll tell you, this is what it is. This is what it is. Sadly, the generation we have today, social media is what tells them.
That's what I was just going to say.
It's what tells
TikTok,
them where they are,
Instagram, blogs.
So that was it. And then I found out that my expectations of she must be yellow. We talked about having expectations. You will drop some. You will have to drop some. Fact. And then you move on with the most important ones. And those most important ones, respect also adds up there. Companionship, friendship, understanding, wisdom, knowledge, all of those ones will start. And then you will see more that will come, that will keep you on the journey, while the others will have to relax.
Now I'm listening to you and I'm like, you really prepared for this marriage. It's almost like you took it like, I'm going to university, so let me go and talk to all my lecturers. And you now have the expo. So was there anything that took you by surprise? Did you see a question in the exam that you're like, this lecturer did not teach me this one?
Yes,
or everything was already so tell us those ones.
Although they will tell you, but you see, there's an older friend of mine, his name is Mr. Jerry Mayabi, and when we talk, and he'll be like, don't worry, you see.
You will see what?
So don't worry, you learn a lot. And he told me one thing. There's one thing he said, you think you have patience, Joe? I said, yes, I'm a patient person. He said, when you marry, you will learn what patience is.
Hey.
I said, I thought it was patience. I'm patient now. True, when I marry, I see patience. Patience. I had to learn what patience was. Because the truth is, if you think you have patience, you will learn it. You will learn. And I learned it. And I'm still learning it. You know, because marriage is an institution that you don't graduate from.
Yes.
You continue. So every day it pops up with a new face, new challenge. But of course, you just have to find a way to learn it. One of the things I had to learn and still learn, because it comes in different phases, but it's the same thing, but it wears a different face. You have to learn communication, when to talk, when not to talk, when you just feel like, okay, everywhere should be calm, and so on, settling differences and so on. My elder brother's wife, when we're gisting at some point, I remember some years ago, and she told me, she said, we're gisting, and then she told me, you know, if you're in a relationship, like you're just dating, you can just up and leave. You know, this is not working. It's not working for us. You're gone. Or you know that popular statement, it's not you, it's me. And then you just stand up, and then you cut.
Broken up.
In marriage, no, it's not you, it's me. Oh. How far is us? Can we sit and solve this problem? And you will see these things. So I saw those things. I was like, they didn't tell me this one. I saw the other ones. I said, what's going on? You know, and then just to say it as it is, because it's a podcast, some younger ones who want to get married, sadly, might be moved with the youthful feeling of, I just want to start having, you know, we procreate, copulate with somebody I say I love, and I want to do it. I'm using the right words. So
I know.
For the blips, you know, and then so that people would, you know, you get, so I can do it. Yeah, but if that's the only thing that's driving you to get married, you're in trouble. Because my loving mother said to me, you will be tired.
It go tire you.
It go tire you.
You even have other things to do. You will become like the.
So now that we've been married for years, we're like, true.
That expectation that will be every day.
No.
It's so good.
And then you don't see, you'll be like, okay, I now see what they were telling me then. That's why they told me, don't rush, take your time, look well, and do it for the right reasons. That could also be part of the reasons. Don't get me wrong. It could be part of the reasons because you just want to do things right, but it shouldn't be the main reason. So those are some of the things. And then raising a family. Nobody told us. You know, I was talking to someone even on my podcast. Now, I can't help but tell my mother, thank you so much. You too try. And to those who were raised by a father who would come back home, ensure that they go to school, they have everything. They don't know what that man is doing behind closed doors, maybe crying. Thank you. Because now that we are parents, our parents used to tell us, Shebi, you give birth to your own children. You will see. The way you are doing to me, that's what they do. We are seeing it, and we are saying, is this what our parents used to go through? Now we know better. Fact. So those are the things that they won't tell you, but you will see it.
So speaking about raising children, I feel like the children of today, they're from a different generation. During our own time in the 80s, 90s, there was a certain way we viewed our parents. There was almost like a wall. But now, like, a child will question you, a 2-year-old, a 3-year-old, and they will question you like they deserve to have an answer, and you have to explain your actions. You can't just say blanket statements, and it's almost like nobody ever really prepared you for that. How have you been able to navigate parenting, marriage in the age of social media, in the age of so many voices that people are hearing? It's no longer just one person that is saying, okay, you only hear maybe if you're a Muslim from the mosque, or if you're a Christian from the church. Now, you have society saying their own, culture saying their own, social media saying their own, generation X, Y, all of them join.
It's a problem, Isabella. It's a tough one. I'm sure if we bring our parents back and we go back to when we're way younger, we're just born and we're growing up in this our time, our parents would have been able to maybe figure it out, or better still, they would have equally found it even tougher for them. If it was tough for them then, I can imagine what it would look like now.
Yeah.
You've dissected it. The voices are too much.
Yes.
Society is shouting. You flip your little phone up. You see somebody telling you, do not do this to your child. Do not do this to you. And you're like, so what do I do then? And then they tell you, oh, your child's mental health starts from so time.
Parenting.
This one down. Now we flipped to gentle parenting. That's what we're doing now.
Yes.
We're saying, oh, please don't do that naughty corner. Well, I'll tell you here categorically, I mix both. I mix both, because another thing we should be aware of is that for those of us who have it deeply ingrained in us, that's how we're raised. It's not easy to erase the way you were brought up, because why? It's a culture. It has formed part of who you are. So if you say, oh, let me just switch quickly to gentle parenting and forget what it was, then you're lying. And besides, I'm also a believer that we miss the old days of training, of raising children. And when I mean the old days was parents were firmer. I think it also, in a way, affected the way we grew up. Because there are certain things that shame no go allow me and you do for public. Shame of bringing our family's name down. But today's generation, we can see what the kids are doing. No shame. They're like, So those days, if you say, oh, are you Hansen's son? Or you say, are you a DDG's? You'll be like, yes, so yes. You wouldn't want to do anything. But these days, they will stain the name, stain the white. So it shows that what we're doing then was working. However, we agree that there are certain things that we did then because we never knew better. And
trauma. They will tell you that it's trauma. You have to unlearn those things. You have to go to therapy.
Exactly.
You have to...
But the bottom line is, while we do all of that, we add the scriptures to it. I'm still going to go back to, you see this, the heritage, the foundation, the Bible for me. It still tells you what to do. Even the same Bible tells you that if that child does anyhow, after you don't tell her, don't forget to use small to, correct her nicely, but do it in moderation. It helps us to know that do it not to a certain degree. So it shows that these things will be there. But then you have parents who tell you, no, I know. Oh, don't shout on him. Don't shout on her. And now we're having a generation, a society filled with spoiled children who feel that the world and every single person owes them.
Yes.
And if you don't give it to them, then they have the reason to rant and become vehemently just stubborn and destroy every single thing that comes on their path. But it's wrong. So how I handle it as a family, I think it's between myself and my wife sometimes. We sit down, we say, now wow. And jokingly we say, for no just born.
We don't enter.
We say, now wow. For no just born. But we try as much as possible to do what we call detox. So sometimes, like during the holiday period, we tell the kids, okay, they say, we want to go to our cousin's place, we want to go to, good enough, we have families around. So we just say, okay, go there. And when they go, it's time for you to really sleep, get good rest, stretch yourself, and then get ready again. But whether we like it or not, the world has become increasingly difficult compared to our parents' time. Our parents used to come back home 2 p.m., 3 p.m. before the television broadcast starts at 4. So there was a lot of arrangement and balance. But these days, you leave home at 6, you might be coming back home at 10. Because apart from traffic, stress, hustle, every single thing. So sometimes I tell myself, when I'm alone, I'm like, I don't think I'm doing enough. Fact, I say it. I'm like, to myself, I'm like, I wish I could be really present.
As a husband, as a
father. It's not that I am not present. I am. Oh yes, I really am. I do my best. I'm there. I sit with the kids and so on. But sometimes when the work really comes, when the hustle really comes, it comes heavy and it drains you. And it drains you like if you're a battery, you're 100%. The whole struggle and stress and it drains you to like 30%. It's the 30% that you are only able to give to the family sometimes. So sometimes it's good. What we do is we take breaks. If I have to take off from certain work, there are some jobs I don't even take. I mean, we're in the same profession. For instance, if I and my family have a planned outing, whether it's spiritual, it's physical, in terms of moving to another place to visit people, go as a group, and then I get a job at that time, sometimes I tell myself the truth that I know we need this, but I check my I check my balance. I think we can make do with what we have, because
Wow.
I will not want to sacrifice this time. It's one of the things I told myself, I will not sacrifice this moment for this, because I can get that again, but I can't get this one, because if it's gone, it's gone. I don't know if you understand.
But that's such a difficult decision.
It's a difficult
because-
decision. I'll give you an example. Recent one happened. I had to tell myself, I said no. My son was moving to secondary school. He was graduating.
Congratulations.
Thank you. He was graduating to secondary school, JSS1. And he told me straight up, he walked up to me and said, I hope you're going to come for this one. That you know I'm leaving primary school. I hope you'll be there. When he left, he didn't know what he asked. In my mind, I was like, I've made excuses for some.
Yeah.
But you see this one, if I fail, what would I say? Lo and behold, that same day, I got a call. Oh, we need you. So I said, no. It's not going to happen. And I'm happy I was there. I'm glad I was there. Don't get me wrong, I'm there for other things, maybe from school, pick them up if possible, sometimes and so on. We go here and there. But when it's special moments, I said, no, I can't sacrifice this one. And I think those are the little things we can do. I feel as parents, we're doing extra compared to our parents' time. We are now what we call the millennial parents, where we have to deal with all sorts. Culture shift, paradigm shift, societal shift, social media, and the likes. We're taking in too much. And it takes a lot to actually do that.
It does take a lot. And I was just listening to you and the sacrifices, making those tough calls.
Yeah.
And that just speaks to you also having a very understanding and supportive spouse, because someone else can say, maybe it's just school something. Now go and collect the money. Don't you know we have this bill, we have that bill? And you tell your child, do you want ice cream? Okay, daddy will buy you the ice cream, but daddy is going to go and make the money. So, I mean, I can't imagine if you didn't have someone that understood and shared the same values, that you'd have been pushed to going to get the money, which is great.
Thank you. You just highlighted it. I know and I believe and I'm happy I have the best supportive partner in the world. Because you just mentioned the word value. As long as you have someone, don't get me wrong, when we got married, a lot changed. A lot of our expectations, like you said. And when we got married, a lot changed. What we planned for, it didn't happen.
What changed?
I'll take for instance, we started off with accommodation. We moved into an accommodation. We thought, then came the rains. We were struggling with flood. The car would sink into the water. We found a way to, they looked so hard. There are things that could make someone just say, you know what, I'm up, I've left you. Let me go back to my father's house. When you figured it out, let me know. But together we said, you know what, no, we'll weather this storm, we'll find a way. We've always found a way to and I'm just going to say it here, because we found a way, and because couples are able to start triumphing over little challenges, as they continue to grow together, the challenges continues to come. And because they've been able to remember how they stuck together and jumped over those hurdles, that's how it will continue, and that's how we've continued. There's also challenge of, okay, fine, running the house. How do we run? Initially, when we were married, we had a different system in mind. The system in mind was, okay, fine, 9 to 5, you go, I go, you come back, first to come back, this. We practiced it until a lot changed. Work was gone from one end, work was gone from my own end too, so both persons were not working in terms of employment. So what do we do? Okay, fine, we jump, we start switching. What do we do? Let's do this, let's do that, let's do this, do that. But then again, those are the changes, those are the things we never expected that would happen, but it happened. But looking back now, I'm happy we didn't even allow either of those things affect us. That's because we have goals, and I'm going to say it here. If you're a couple, you're married, from our older friends that we spoke with 12, 13 years ago, and they told us, listen, just have goals, keep going. It has really helped us, because barely 6 months every year, or 12 months calendar year, we always look and say, okay, so what goal are we going for now? The goal is necessarily not money. People think, oh, hey, we have to be rich. No, there are simple goals like, okay, let's try and do this. We've not done this in a while. There are things that you even do daily. But you would agree with me that when you are married, those daily things that you used to do, you think you'll be able to do them, such as even going out on a date.
Isabella, that if you don't schedule it, you don't plan it, 1 month can just go.
No dates.
And you just see that you're taking care of kids, you're working.
You're overwhelmed.
Yes, that's what you just want to go and sleep.
When there's even, see, sometimes you fix the date, okay, let's go. Your mind tells you, oh God, your leg is shaking, go and sleep. You know, such things like, okay, let's pay for the gym.
Yeah.
Let's do the gym together. These are the things that...
Or let's go on a walk together.
These things are ordinary. They used to be what you did.
Yes.
You know that time, my wife would tell me, my wife would say, I remember when we were dating, you would go out on dates, up and down. You call
me too, I say it.
But now that we're married, you... say, okay, so those are the things that you should also expect. When you're married, oh, it's all butterflies in my tummy. The butterfly, maybe only one, now go remain. And you'll be going up and down, up and down. So you just have to find a way. But to sum it up in terms of what we've talked about, there's something I learned out of all the things that we got from everybody we went to visit. And I would advise anyone who wants to get married to do the same. Go around, meet older people, spend time with them, you and your fiance, listen to tell them, what's your story? Can you tell us your story, how you met? And we did this even before those games and social media. It was popular. Yes. How did you meet each other? Let them tell you, it helps. One of the things I heard so much was one of my friends. Maybe he doesn't know. I hope he watches this podcast too. Apart from the names I've mentioned and many other names, Austin, Akuba and his wife, my other brother Samson and so on. Mr. Shola Yipekun. I was working in a company called Osmi then. Shola was the GM. He was former commissioner for Lagos State Sports. And I went to his office and I said, sir, I'm getting married and all that. He said, you're getting married? He said, close that door. He stood up. And he said, I wish you the best, said a prayer, said, God bless you. I said, thank you, sir. I'm grateful, thank you. And I said, but let me tell you something. He sat on his table. I can see the picture vividly. This is like 15 years ago. No, 14 years ago. So, and he said, listen, people will talk. People will say all sorts. Block your ear. Close it. And focus on your marriage. Focus so much that the noise, you will not hear them. That's one. 2, he said, if you put 100 in your marriage, you will get 100 in return. So invest in your marriage. If you put 10, it's 10 that you will get back. And he gave an example. A man who doesn't love his wife, who doesn't tell her he loves her, who doesn't think of her, who doesn't support the family, who has the means but he ignores, what do you think he will get from that family? He's not going to get what he expects to get.
At all.
He now use the definition of the example of the tree illustration. If you water the tree, the plant or the tree will grow. But if you don't put water, don't expect it to grow. It will dry out. He now said, as you are going, give it your best. I remember that word. He said, give it all your best. Give it, don't give it 100. He said, give it 150. So that even if you want to fall short, you will balance with the 100. Say, give it your best. I know you'll do it. Go and do what you have to do. Till today, sometimes I ask myself, how much have I invested in this family? Okay, I think I need to invest more and do this more. And investment, like people always say, is not just monetary. Sometimes it's, let's just go out as a family. Let's go and have a good time. Let's just talk. How you doing? Everybody, how's everybody doing? Let them feel the warmth and the love amidst the discipline and the direction. Then for your spouse, sometimes, if possible, spoil her now. Oh, you were spoiling her before, spoil her.
Yes, so
spoil
me.
Spoil her and keep going. So those are the things that I noticed.
And also women, spoil your
man.
And
women too. It's vice versa, because we say
yes,
the woman too. Look at him. It's not just boxers.
Oh, you had to go there. That thing, investment. I don't know why we feel that when it comes to our work, we can justify investment in building our capacity. We can pay for training, we can do courses, we can travel out and all of that. But I've never really thought about it like seeing your marriage as something you invest in that And I'd like you to speak more about that, more ways that
Yeah.
women can invest in their marriages, men can invest in their marriages, and in their children beyond
Yes.
money.
Yes. So it's beyond money. I'll take, for instance, I have a growing daughter who's learning how to read. Okay. Now don't forget too that there's some things they won't tell you. You had asked, I'll keep dropping it in. Nobody will tell you that when you have children. You will hear it from people, but you see, it's different. There's a difference between hearing and being in it.
Big difference.
So you hear that, all children are not the same. It's just by passing. But when you now have them, you now notice that, okay, this one is more emotional. This one is calmer. This one is a chatterbox. Likes to talk. This one holds things inside and just lets go. This one will hold it or will not let go until he or she tells you that this is what you did to me. So you start learning those things. One way, like my daughter, like I said, she's reading, she's learning how to read. Sometimes I look back and I'm like, okay, fine. I hear her try to read. Our background. As a broadcaster, I'm just giving an example of one. I tell myself, you should spend at least 4 hours each week with her. 4 hours, not just reading to her, which is normal. You read 4 hours of teaching her, training her, telling her, listen, when you see a word like this, do this. Sometimes you say, okay, you know what, today I'm going to teach you on how to pronounce the word with a TH. You do that. You are investing. That's part of investment. It's your role. Some people have left it for the teachers to come to the house and teach them. We're not saying it's wrong. It's okay if you don't have that time. But one way you can invest, I believe it cannot be the same if it's you. Because you will always remember, oh, daddy taught me this, daddy this. So that's one way to invest. Another way to invest is there's something called emotional investment. When last did you send a message to your love and say, hey, I'm at work, I just thought about you. When? That's investment. The text message is an investment. You've invested. Whatever she's doing that day, even if she's tired or he's tired, is like, oh man, I'm tired. Sometimes I'm on my phone or I'm at work and I pick my phone. I get a message from my wife who says, oh, I just thought about you. Hope everything is going fine. That's enough to know that somebody just said, come. Or sometimes as a man, you get a message. Somebody says, see, I was just looking through the things you got for the kids and so on. I want to say thank you. You're really trying. May God bless you for all you do for us as a family. Which other investment do you want again emotionally? That would ginger you to say, wow, Omo, they just paid us 100K, count 70 and send to my wife immediately because she deserves. That's emotional investment. Physical investment as well. You look at, how does this family eat? Are we eating healthy? Are we doing this? So physically, you look at everybody. There's nothing wrong once in a while if you have the means to say, listen, everybody, let's go for medical checkup or let's take care of our health. It's not bad. You do that. There's also the spiritual investment, which is the most important out of all of these things said and done. If you don't invest spiritually in the family, then you might as well allow the society to do the investment for you, where they'll be teaching your family or your children what morals are and what they are not, wherever. Whereas you are the one, the sole proprietor, to teach them from the Bible, from your religion, that listen, this is what it is, this is what it is not. And that's one of the best investments you can give to your children.
Wow. I'm leaving this interview with a charge to do more.
Yeah.
And a lot of times, and we're all guilty of it, we sometimes leave the hard work to others to do it.
Yeah.
We might not always be in the position to do everything ourselves.
Okay.
We could take support, but where we can,
just try.
We should try. Exactly.
Just
Try. So I'm asking myself, okay, which other ways can I try? Little things. So my final question would just be reflecting on marriage, expectations versus realities. What's that one big lesson that you're taking from the past 12 years?
Past 12 years, you never know your partner 100%. You would never know. You keep learning about each other. As you age, change keeps coming. Sadly for some, as they age, they pick up illnesses, and they now have to cope with it. Some pick up a different view of life. They have to manage it. But the truth is, love will always remain. If you guys build around love, not the love we're talking about, not Bokrikwa and what people are talking about. That's not what we're saying here. But love, which is built on the foundation of respect. I respect you, I love you, I care, and so on and so forth. That will remain. That's constant. But as you continue to grow, one thing I'm taking out is the reality is a lot would fall, or some would fall, but the most important things will remain. And those are the things you should hold on to. That's what keeps you going.
Thank you so much, Joe.
Thank you.
This has been a masterclass.
Thanks for having me.
I'm so glad. And all the best with your podcast and the many things you are doing.
Thank you so much. I mean, we thank God. God is the owner of marriage. So he teaches us and we go to him for help. So when we do that, of course, we got it. Thank you.
Thank you. Welcome to the part where I tell you about what I'm loving now. I think I'm in my book era. If you didn't know, many years ago, I used to host a book review segment on Silverbird on Silverbird TV on Today on STV, the morning show, and it was called Bookaholic with Bella. And I think I'm coming back there again. So I'm going to be telling you about a book I'm loving now. And it's called Crazy Lady, Why I Gave Up Corporate America to Recycle Waste in Lagos. It's by Bilikis Adebiyi Abiola. I mean, the name alone, I was like, someone call herself Crazy Woman, Crazy Lady. And I can see why it sounds crazy. In the era of Jackpot, people are going to the US, UK. They are going to places like Russia, China, Australia. I'm sure we all know people that have jackpot in the past 5 years. And then this is somebody that gave up corporate America to recycle waste in Lagos. And get it, I know green economy, recycling is a big deal now. But when she did it, it was not. This is years ago when recycling was not a thing. So I can see how people would have called her crazy. Like, you have a great job, you're doing well in America, and you now want to go to Nigeria to do something that people are not even doing. They are not yet caught on to this whole save the environment and all of that. So I love the fact that Bilikis didn't wait till she was 70 years old to write a book. And I'm hoping that more people see this as encouragement to write their books. Tell your story while you're still young. I'm not saying that she's a young woman. Like, she's not yet 50. So she's early 40s at most. And she's here telling her story. And I love the fact that it's real. So you're wondering, okay, you must have been crazy. What went through your mind? Why would you leave all of that? I mean, let me just read the back for you. She's an accomplished leader, innovator with a distinguished career in public service, sustainability, and technology. She's the founder of We Cyclers Nigeria Limited, a pioneering social enterprise that promotes environmental sustainability and community health through innovative recycling solutions. So this is someone that had a vision. Trust me, when I was younger, I liked the idea of recycling, especially abroad, because you can recycle so many things. When I would go to Germany, my maternal grandmother is German. I'll go to Germany and there's a place where we'll take our glass bottles to and we put it in there, and you're recycling it. Sometimes you go to the supermarket, you put your glass bottle into somewhere and then you get a voucher or some token. And I just loved it. But we're not doing it in Nigeria. And what I love is that she's such an accomplished woman. And I know this because she holds like patents. You know, when people invent things and they hold patents, and she still gave up all of that to come back to Nigeria and do something that wasn't popular at the time. It wasn't even being done at the time. And I like how in this book, there's no perspire to aspire to respire. She shares the challenges. She shares her secrets, her solutions. So you don't have to make the same mistakes. You can learn from it. So if you're an entrepreneur, you have a bold idea, you're not sure where to start from, read it. It's not just for whether you're interested in the environment, even though I think all of us should be responsible And we should also take care of this earth, because this is the only place we have to live while we're alive. So I think we should all embrace sustainability. But more importantly, I'm really proud of Billy Kiss. She's a fairly young woman. She's not yet 50, and she's a mother. She's doing the work. She's currently in public service, but I'm so glad that she took time to write her experience and put it down for others to read and be inspired. And this is what she said: Isabella, do something crazy, Billy Kiss. So if you see me doing something crazy tomorrow, it's Billy Kiss you should hold, whether it's content creation or maybe even writing my book. I'm inspired, and I hope you are inspired too. This is the part where I answer your burning questions, or I ask questions and answer them myself so that we can connect in the comments and we can share perspectives. And it's so important that we keep these conversations going. So today's question has to do with caregivers. So we have caregivers in our homes, a lot of us, not everyone. We have nannies, we have housekeepers, drivers, chefs, cooks, laundry person, what they say, laundryman. And a lot of times when we're looking at the care they're providing, or maybe the service they are providing, there are some things we don't always discuss. And I think it's important to have this conversation. So what are things to look out for when you're bringing people into your home? As much as possible, if you can, just do a background check. Do a background check. If you can go through an agency and the agency can provide something as little as references that, if anything goes wrong, you can call their referee. And there's that sense of, look, I don't want to get into trouble because this person that's my sponsor, my referee, or this person that brought me in, like a guarantor, that's the word. I think it's important that we do background checks where we can. Let's go through agencies that are registered, and let's pay attention to their own backgrounds, their own stories. Everybody coming to work for you is also part of a family. They also have their struggles, their issues. So as much as we're investigating them and their past records, let's also find out from them in conversation where they are coming from, what their dreams, their aspirations. And I know this is important, especially for nannies, because these are people that are going to take care of your children. And it's very sensitive because maybe after 2 years, you need to change them. I know people that maybe they've changed 5 nannies, 6 nannies in less than a year. And they're like worried, oh, my child. But, sometimes having that conversation to know what their aspirations are, then it helps you to plan. So somebody is there with you for 1 year or 2 years or 3 years. But let's take an interest in knowing where they're coming from professionally, but also in knowing about their own aspirations, their dreams. And we're hoping that they too will also be very honest. But it doesn't take anything to treat people who work for you like human beings, because they are human beings and they do deserve your, I guess I could say, your love. I mean, if you're a person of faith, the Bible says love one another. So should you love somebody because they're should you not love somebody just because they are working for you? I think that's something that we can all think about. How can we show concern, show love, show empathy? Yes, they're your staff, but let's remember to be human. Yes, let's be human together. All right, and I think that's a line from today, right? Let's be human together. Let's remember to lean into our humanity. That's it for the burning question. Please keep your questions coming in, and I'll be happy to try to answer.
Cut the rolling. Closing.
Oh, I've had a great time today. I feel like this episode was for me in many ways because I'm married, I'm raising children, and it was almost like I was taking down notes as Joe was speaking. this episode, wow, I think it was for me. Like all episodes have been for me, but you see this one, maybe because I'm married and I'm raising kids, and it was so practical. The tips that our guest Joe shared on investing in relationships, investing in family time, in prioritizing the needs of your family members, in recharging, in taking it easy, giving yourself grace, but also how important respect is, humility, how important it is to have the same values. I think this was a really, really good episode and has given me a lot to think about, a lot to do, because not just the thinking, it's also the doing. And I hope that if you're in a marriage, you are encouraged and you know that you're not alone, because yes, the realities don't always meet the expectations. There was something he said that people will change over time. But if you build that marriage on that love, you know, the things that matter, then that will sustain it, and you know, the shared values. What I'm loving now, I'm definitely in my book era, and I love this book by Billy Keys, The Crazy Lady. For what a name. And when she signed it, she said do something crazy, and crazy is not, you know, mental, like you're mentally unstable. No, crazy is you're audacious, you're doing something that people don't expect. So what is it that you've always wanted to do that's been holding you back? I know for me, having a TV background, a radio background, everything is doing a podcast is so different. Being a skit maker, I'm playing two characters, so different. And I mean, I think the crazy thing is to go and write my book. Yeah, I said what I said. And finally, the question, I don't think I had enough time to truly answer it, around how we employ people who work in our homes as either caregivers or service providers. But it's important that you do your research, do your homework, do a background check, but also engage them from time to time and show care and empathy, love. Show care and empathy, love, and be good. These people are other people's children. They too come from families. So don't say because someone is working for you that you won't treat them with fairness and respect, and if you can, walk in love towards them. So yeah, that's it on ForFamilies Podcast, and I hope that you are gingered. I hope you are really gingered and these conversations are helping you. We want to hear from you, so connect with us in the comments, send a DM. Would love to hear from you, and subscribe. Subscribe, share the link, tap the notification bell, and I can't wait to come again next week with yet another episode of ForFamilies Podcast. I remain your host, Isabella Adediji. Goodbye.